loves, welcome back, or welcome for the first time to Let's Go with Taryn, and that's me. As you know, this is your space to breathe, grow, and begin again. Today we're talking about Chapter 2 of Let's Go, Courage to Begin Again, Faith over Fear. If you've been waiting for your sign to keep going, this might be it. Fear is loud, it knows your history, and unfortunately, it'll remind you of every time something didn't work out. But faith only needs a mustard seed. This chapter is about choosing that seed. I remember being at a crossroad of deciding to go back to school for my master's at the young age of 48 and getting divorced at 49 and not having completed my degree but still filing for divorce, and not having a teaching job, but still going through with it anyways. I kept focus on what was whispered into my heart and the seed that grew there, that was planted. So in this chapter, we go deep into how fear operates in our lives, specifically the fear that shows up when we're standing on the edge of change. We name fear's most common lies, and these certainly hit for me at this age. You're too old, you can't do this alone. What will people think if you fail? Does that sound familiar? We unpack each one and replace it with a faith declaration. And I want to share a letter that I wrote to myself in January of 2024. And today, well, not today, but Sunday during service, she was talking about faith, and she shared Mark 2:1, the story, the parable of the paralyzed man. And with that, it wasn't just him having faith of being healed, but it was the action that they took to get him on the roof, break through the roof. And it was the action that showed the faith. And so that story really hit home for me on Sunday when she talked about that, and I reflected on the story and my own personal experience with fear and overcoming that. And I can tell you that I took a lot of action. There were a lot of late nights, a lot of missed social opportunities. I had class, there were vacations I couldn't take, there was time I missed out with my children, dinners I couldn't cook, dinners that I ate in the car while on a Zoom by myself, dinners I missed with my family. And so that faith required action daily, weekly, monthly, until the task was completed and the vision was met. And so I have the letter here with me. So I wrote this in January of 2024, and I'm just going to read it. This is me talking to myself. Hey girl, hey, I'm pretty sure you slayed all your goals this summer. You're going to pass praxis with flying colors. Congrats on your DSAP, which is a durational shortage for teachers, and a teaching job for 2024-2025. Heart, you go girl. And I want to share that with you guys because this letter actually could be looked at as crazy. Passing praxis can be challenging for a lot of people. Sometimes you have to take it multiple times. So there's that fear, you don't know enough, you didn't study enough, you're not good enough. And getting a teaching job, and this was January of 2024, and I was not scheduled to graduate with my master's until May of 2025. So this, by all means, is crazy. But I had been given this vision, and so I had to put the faith behind it to accomplish it. So I wanted to share that with you guys. So in September, I got this envelope in the mail, and I was like, it's the letter I wrote to myself. Continuing education had put it in the mail. They saved it that whole time and put it in the mail as they said that they would. And I was so glad that they were good for their word to keep my own self accountable. Yes, I hit all those wild goals that I had written on here. I truly did. You see, I had a teaching job, not just a teaching job, a substitute job. I had a teaching job that paid me master's pay. Remember, I didn't have my master's yet. It was a full contract, full benefits, full everything. And yes, won't he do it? It's so cliche, but truly, won't he do it? And he did it. And I got that job with 2 semesters to go still. I still had a fall semester and spring semester to complete before having my master's, and I had to pass the state exam, which I did with flying colors, as I stated. Here's what chapter 2 covers and what I want you to sit with. Now, this is just a short, quick summary but we go through more in detail within the book and the workbook. Number 1, the specific lies that fear tells us, especially women over 40. 2, how to take a faith step even when you can't see the full staircase. 3, why faith isn't about certainty, it's about trust. 4, evidence-based faith, looking back at every time God came through. 5, how to stop letting fear control your decisions. Now, I've already shared some personal things with you and specific examples of how fear could have gotten in the way of me making decisions, and just that could have discouraged me from living my purpose. So make sure you combine the power of both the book and the workbook, because I'm telling you, that's where the transformation will occur. And again, I'm going to say it. The concepts come off the page and into real life. So let's recap. For this chapter, the workbook has a faith declaration exercise. You write down your own statement that starts with, I choose to believe that. And you write the faith step you're committing to and the date you'll take it. So accountability is built right in. Fear had me frozen and longer than I even want to admit. But this chapter helped me to name it and move through. The pre-sale is live. Grab your copy and the workbook together. If this resonated with you today, share it with the woman who needs to hear it. We are better together. I love you, loves. Let's go.